Hello, Wilmington City Schools. This is Superintendent Mindy McCarty-Stewart here to just share a few reflections about Wilmington's homecoming. I woke up this morning and put on my orange jacket to honor and celebrate my hurricane spirit. And with this being the homecoming week, I became very nostalgic and reflecting about our long-standing traditions and those that we've had to rethink. And so I wanted to just share some memorabilia that I've come across here at Central Office. And the first one is the picture behind me, and that is Midland Elementary School. And that was a picture that was taken in May of 26 of 1952, and that was the last day of segregated schools here in Wilmington. And that's certainly something, as we're thinking back and reflecting on, certainly want to honor that effort and that movement. Some other things that I wanted to highlight, let's see here, I have a records book. This is a neat records book, as you can see, and it started in 1936, and it has the minutes of the Alumni Association, and it was really neat to just read the names of the presidents and the members, flipping through this book and know how active, even in 1936, our Alumni Association was then and still is today, and certainly think about all the hardworking members of our Wilmington City School Foundation. So I thought that was just a neat little memorabilia to share with you. I have another really cool thing that I keep here on my desk, and that is the 1935-1936 Wilmington High School Student Handbook. And as I flipped through this, I thought it was very interesting to note that you needed 16 credits to graduate in 1935, and that it was really important at that time to highlight traffic rules in the hallways. They wanted to make sure that students, when they moved in the hallways, they kept right of the hallways, refrained from spending time in conversation while passing from one class to the next, and refrain from loud and boisterous noises when passing through the halls. And they also wanted to make sure that you did not run. So it was really kind of fun just to look back and know that what was important in 1935 is still important today in the hallways of our school buildings. So then I thought, well, wonder what yearbooks are here at Central Office. And I picked up a couple yearbooks, and I started off with 1968, The Eye of the Hurricane. And flipping through this, I thought it would be neat to highlight our football page here. So you can see just a quick view of the Wilmington High School football page. And there are varsity co-captains John Petty and Rick Neisel. I think those names would be familiar to many of you. And then, as I noticed too, I was impressed that in 1968 that our marching bands and our orchestra and our concert bands, if you can see, there's tons of members that participated in our marching band, and that certainly we know that they are a pride of the Wilmington community then and now. So then I thought, well, I'll pick one more yearbook, and I thought, well, let's go back to 2000, to 20 years ago, and selected the countdown to the new millennium 2000, and had a fun time looking through this book and seeing a lot of familiar students and thinking about the wonderful things that they're doing and contributing to our community today in so many ways. And then came across the staff page and recalled that that was my first year in administration as the Wilmington High School assistant principal. And it was an honor as I looked at some names of some people that I were able to work with then and still work with today. And I see Mr. Gagian here, and Miss Groves, and Mr. Cooper, and Mr. Stevenson, and Miss Holmes. So again, that just also reminds me that we have such wonderful wonderful staff here at Wilmington City Schools, and I know so many of our alumni continue to come back and support and work for the Wilmington City School District. And so this again is just a great way to honor our alumni of Wilmington, and also the appreciation to know, even if you did not graduate from Wilmington, if you're a fan, a family member, if you live in this community, we know that you are bleeding orange and black. And so just wanted to take a moment along with Huffy to say happy homecoming week, and thanks for the wonderful spirit and pride of the Wilmington. So have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Go Cane.